Alright everyone, we're finally back in the brand new video. In this video, I'm gonna talk about how ReZeroverse actually solos your favorite words. And it's not even a wank anymore. People really think in this generation that ReZero does not scales at Outerversal and it cannot solos the words, any words. When it literally scales at Outerversal without a single wank. Finally, let's calm down. Alright, so let's dive in the video without wasting any more time. First of all, ReZero cosmology isn't very large unlike other cosmos or other verses, but it has quality rather than quantity. To understand the ReZero cosmology, we need to understand the Pleiades watchtower at first. It's not that hard to understand, so without wasting any time, let's start the video. It has 7 floors, but I'm gonna scale it from Alaikon, the 4th floor, because 5, 6 and 7 floor are just normal. So, Alaikon, the 4th floor, it was stated that it transcends dimension. I know many goofy ass people are gonna say that what kind of dimension are they transcending? Are they transcending the concept of dimension, the normal dimensions? It never stated. So, look my chicks, it's not saying it's transcending lower dimension, normal dimension, or space time or higher dimension. It's saying it's transcending dimensions itself, which we could interpret as transcending the concept of dimension itself. But I know these goofy ass people are not gonna believe this shit. So to clarify these peoples, we are gonna translate the original context, which is saying this place is beyond dimension. But I know these people are still gonna argue by saying that this is fake, this is not real. So here we have a original chapter and you can see the highlighted part. Let's translate it in Google. And after translating it, literally says RAM beyond dimension. That means dimensions no longer apply on it. And asking such questions that which dimension are they talking about is just invalid because it doesn't says dimension, it says RAM that is beyond dimensions. And to clarify it more, do you guys ever heard about Chojigen? So some people might confuse Chojigen with beyond dimension, but there's an important difference. Chojigen often just means a super or a higher dimensions and it can still be part of a dimensional hierarchy. However, my actual scan here uses Jigen Okoeta Iki, which literally translates to a RAM that has gone beyond dimension. This isn't describing a dimension at all. It's describing a domain or a RAM where dimensions no longer apply. And because of that, this statement is actually stronger and more precise than Chojigen, and it supports a non-dimensional outerversal interpretation, which is also epistemic validity. And even if after all this, if someone gonna ask, hey, you didn't clarify what dimension they are talking about, so you know what? That's your button to figure out. I'm playing with VSBW rules and that indicates it a low outerversal. But personally I think it's outerversal. And after this we have second and third floor, which is stated to be infinite, and I mean both second and third floors are infinite in size. And then we have Od Laguna. Od Laguna views the cosmology in its entirety as fiction, its own painting. In other words, reality fiction. Translator observe this scan of Od Laguna showing Subaru the vision of the cosmology upon touching the Od Laguna cradle, which dwells within the Pleiades watchtower. And he was directly interacting with Subaru's existence itself and taking him into his super dimensional space. And if you don't know, even in the anime it's stated multiple times, everything in the world needs mana, and everything is Od Laguna is actually its core, which also includes concepts and laws. And then it was also stated Yang was handling dimensions and worlds and Yin was controlling space and time. And because everything was created by Od Laguna and his mana and his core of the world, even Pleiades Tower definitely be created from mana. That proves him outerversal, and he also really have a reality fiction transcendence. So yeah, he actually skills at outerversal. And also after this, Reinhard was stated to be destroy the world and recreate it, including everything, every concept piece and everything. And author himself stated Od Laguna will be defeated in a battle against Reinhard. Even they have Q&A, you can see. And because he stated that he cannot be defeated, Reinhard could not be defeated. Even the god of ReZeroverse, Od Laguna himself cannot defeat Reinhard himself. He created the entire world, including Pleiades watchtower, obviously. So I think it's easy to scale him that he's actually outerversal. I don't know why people says that he's not even playing. Anyways, now we have another character that could scale at outerversal, and that is Regulus. Yeah, the biggest yapper of the history of anime. I know it's hard to believe this yapper, this shit is even outerversal, but yeah, that's true. You can see the original scans. Let me translate them for you. So Regulus' ability Lionheart not only just stop time for his body, but it also ignores all the concepts, and the being who are bound by the concepts are no match for Regulus. In short, Regulus' ability is not just about stopping time for his own body, it's about ignoring all laws of the world, which includes fate, time, space and existence and dimensions. Everything that could exist in our world and Regulus just ignore all of them. And any entity that is bound by these concepts are no match for him. And now let me tell you why I think Regulus is Outerversal. First, let's clear something up. In most fictions, dimensions are not concepts, they are structure, and existence is not a concept either. It's a state of being. However, this changes completely when the story explicitly states that no concept applies to a character. When a verse says a character has true liberation from all concepts, it's no longer about whether dimensions or existence are classified as concepts. What matters is applicability. Concepts are what give meaning to things like time, space, identity, and causality, and even what make dimensions and existence function as framework at all. If no concepts applied, then those framework can no longer define the character. Dimension don't govern them, existence doesn't define them. That's not just higher dimensional power, that's existing outside the system that define reality itself, which is why this kind of statement is skill set Outerversal. And that's exactly why Regu is Outerversal. Okay, now it's time to skill Reed Astria, the guy who can cut abstract concepts like sound and light, and he can even cut space itself, and he could even cut non-physical objects or abstract concepts. He could cut dimensions itself and could negate all the magic, even mana itself. With all that, he skills at multiversal at best due to cutting non-physical abstract concepts and dimension and space and time. I could even scale him at hyperversal, but I wasn't able to find his dead feat. And then we have Satela. Finally, I know I scale her multiple times, but today I'm gonna scale her again because I finally find some more scans about her. So I'm gonna upscale her by using a shadow garden, which is stated to be beyond reality and time doesn't exist there. And not just time, but space itself doesn't exist there, which means it's 0D. But then we have another scan that says existence and non-existence both are meaningless. Even the soul itself wasn't exist there, which is literally indicates NEP type 2, which is similar to a non-duality type 2. And if you don't know, non-duality actually scales you to low Outerversal. Okay, that's low Outerversal. But then we have another scan that says her love transcends every conceivable dimension, which means every possible and every imaginable dimension, and human imaginability is limitless. Now I know some people are gonna say that it's just metaphorical language, land and flowery language is used in here, and will try to downplay it by saying that it's just metaphor. And it's literally not, because Satela love is conceptual and very different from normal love. How? Let me tell you. As we can clearly see, it is stated that it's a conceptual, a weight, a time, quantity. It's literally stated, and her power is described as invisible power. And if you don't know, her power is in her shadows. Her shadows getting power from love. Totally makes sense. She was able to remove concept of truth from reality itself, giving her reality manipulation. And then we have a scan that says she was overwriting existence itself, turning existence into a concept, normally affecting existence will scale someone to hyperversal because existence is transdimensional. But by rewriting it completely, she transcends the very framework of reality itself, making this an outerversal fate alone. And we can clearly see that her shadow garden is having qualitative superiority, and her existence, how complicated her existence is actually. And one thing about Satela love, if you start comparing it with a normal rom-com anime, it will make no sense, because you will literally comparing a normal rom-com anime to a literal godlike entities. And even if you want to use these type of statements in your supernatural anime, you need to clarify these type of statements, as Satela love was stated to be conceptual, just like that. In short, you need to clarify these type of statements, otherwise they are pretty much vague, and comparing these type of statements with rom-com anime is just illogical. So finally, video is coming to an end, and I finally prove you all that many characters in ReZeroverse are actually Outerversal. I know some of them are left behind like Echidna, Aldebaran and rest of them, but I don't really think they are important to scale. And I really want to tell you all one thing, and that is about Subaru. So some people might still be confused and ask me that why was Subaru still alive even after this existence destruction. So the answer is very simple. Actually, Subaru survived because of existence immunity. And with this, video finally comes to an end. I hope all of you enjoy the video and the power scaling in this video. And about speed, ReZero character mostly scale to infinite speed, or could be argued for immeasurable speed like Celsius segment. Could be argued for immeasurable speed. I hope you all enjoy this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.